We are back from our magical journey through Pandaria to the dismal, bleak world of Mythic plus pugging at the end of a season. What you're going to see here is one that is going to make you scratch your head. It is going to make you wish that we saw more of this, because I really have no idea what is going on in this guy's head. I have no idea what's going on in this group, but this is honestly, even for as short as it is, this is one of the worst things I've ever seen in any pug key ever, and it really shows you why low keys are a mess, especially late in the season, but it also shows you how people are just ruining other people's times with absolutely zero regard for what their interests are, and something has to change. Let's go ahead and take a look at this footage right now. So we are starting out, we have an Everblom here, and we have a couple things going on the screen. Just try to pay attention to this guy, all right? He's a Tauren, he's going to turn into a bear, he's going to be the tank of the dungeon. So the countdown is going on. Look at the guy's character. It's got something on its head. Oh, it's got something else on its head, and now he's just going to start the dungeon, I guess. All right, take your time, no rush. This isn't like a time dungeon or anything. Really a blistering, aggressive start to the dungeon. I could see these guys are probably really happy they got this tank. Nah, just kidding. Anyway, it's whatever. It's a 12. As you see, Everbloom 12. Very easy key, especially at this point in the season. We've seen it now. You know, we've seen everything you're going to see from any type of dungeon. You know that this is a triple upgrade key no matter what on a 12. We're pulling the second pack again. Nothing really crazy. We're not like obviously bloodlusting. We've had this conversation on low keys before. You still want to bloodlust even on low keys, but as the pack is dying, something happens. And this is really kind of it. Here you go. This is it. This is what you're about to comment on. So watch what gets said. The guy says, "Please leave my mark alone." As you see, he has the blue mark on his head right now. Let's go back to the start of the footage 1 minute ago, and you'll see one more time if you didn't fully pay attention to what happened here. He starts with the blue mark, then he changes it to the purple and sits here for like 5 seconds, like he's probably like taking his glasses off, and he's like, okay, I need to make, is it purple now? Can I confirm? Oh, it's purple. All right, we can go do the dungeon now. Then as this pack is dying, it's still purple, and then like the second the mob dies, it turns to blue. So he's now got the blue mark on his head, and he says, "Please leave my mark alone." Pack number 3 in the Everbloom dungeon. Let's see what happens. Pull that single stinger. Oh, that's not enough. We'll get the flowers too, but we're 5 feet away from other trash, and that's gonna get aggroed as well. I mean, I don't even think that was like pulled on purpose. I'm not even sure how that gets aggroed. You see, he still has the purple mark on his head, and now he no longer is in the group. He leaves the group on the 3rd pack of the dungeon. This is like a minute and a half into the dungeon. He's still over there swiping or whatever the hell he's doing. He's still playing his character. The group is starting to react to the fact that the guy left, but yeah, he's just sitting there, and then he starts hearthing. You can see his character now hearthing using the new Hearthstone thing. I think like a lot of people aren't even aware he left, because it's like so bizarre. It's like, wait, what's this guy doing? We get this mint comment here. What a fucking weirdo. That's really the only way to describe it. So the way I see it, I'm going to summarize it, and then I want to hear your guys' thoughts on this. Seemingly, this guy joins the group. I'm going to assume he wants the purple one on because it starts blue and then he turns it to purple at the start of the dungeon. Don't know why that matters to him at all, but regardless, maybe he really likes the color purple. It's his good luck charm, probably. You know, he's failed a lot of 12s. He's going to go ahead and pull 2 packs individually, and then he gets to the 3rd pack, realizes it's blue again. He pulls the 3rd pack, and it never gets changed from purple. Like, he hearts and it's still purple. But then, I don't know, maybe he gets mad that somebody pulled the extra trash. Like, that was never not going to get pulled. But yeah, one way or the other, he actually leaves in the middle of combat. The weird thing and the hard thing to understand about the whole thing is, like, if this happened to him in this key, it's probably going to happen to him every single time he tanks. Surely this isn't the first time he's encountered this, right? Like, people have these stupid auto mark weak ores, and they don't seem to be consistent. Sometimes you get a blue, sometimes you get orange. It seems like it's just whatever, maybe whoever made the weak ore or the add-on or whatever is choosing different symbols. But you're pretty much always going to have one of these overriding whatever you have on the tank. It almost doesn't even look like he leaves the dungeon. It almost looks like he gets kicked. And the weirder part about this is, at the time, he is the group leader. So he can't get kicked. He's the group leader. The question then is it his key? We don't know the answer to that. There is more to this, though. I do want to show you. So hang on to that question. And at the end, maybe you guys can help me address address it. But one way or the other, seemingly this tank leaves like a minute and a half, 3 pulls into a 12 over having certain marks on his head. Not having a mark on his head, right? Having a certain mark. He wants a certain mark on his head. But let's see, we got more to look at because this key is not over. Much to their credit too. Like, I gotta say, this is cool that it's not over because it's a 12. It's super easy. Like we said, this is a triple upgrade key if this guy just doesn't do whatever the hell he does. So we got this paladin in the guild samurai, like Yuri Prohaska, gonna step up and say, I can try to tank. And that is indeed what is gonna happen. I love the optimism in the chat too. Like, I can try to tank, and people are like, all right, yeah, sure. Yeah, let's continue. I don't know whose key it actually is. Like I said, I can't figure this out, but just like imagine how ridiculous this is. You're trying to push your key up. It's a couple weeks away from the season ending, and you got guys doing this. You got guys leaving over 3 pulls of a dungeon, regardless of what the dispute is. Like, we don't even have to know why he left in 3 pulls. That alone is totally unacceptable. This should be punishable. Blizzard needs to figure this out. This is players ruining other players' time in the game, and totally selfish, totally unacceptable. Obviously, in a key like this especially. Oh, actually, now we might get some answers here, because now that he's the tank, he gets auto marked with the blue box. How about this? This is very interesting. I didn't pick up on this, but yeah, we are gonna 4-man this, and it does not go bad at all, man. They do the 12, no problem here. Gonna get to the first boss, no deaths at all. First boss goes down. It is gonna be a while before even a single death happens, which is really crazy considering they are 4-manning this. I guess there's one less person to die, but yeah, this time the tank actually does go down. We see like the Cardinal Sin of Paladins. Look at the freedom spell there. It's on the 3rd row of bars. That's the debuff going here, and it's 9 stacks, and we just don't freedom ourselves. Here's a funny thing. I've never seen somebody actually do this. He takes Dulu over to the water boss first. Typically, people try to kill the other one. They're actually still killing it. Everybody is attacking that one, so we just have the 2 bosses on the other side not being damaged at all by it. As long as he doesn't run it out and reset it at 1% like that video a couple weeks ago, though, I don't think it's going to matter. 5 minutes, though, you know, it's a 12, but there is basically only 1 DPS. By the time they pull it, it is really at 445. We do have Bloodlust. The Shaman's lagging behind, but we get the Bloodlust off on the pull, which I love. Boss is getting hammered, though. That warrior is actually doing nuts DPS. First ads are going to go out. We're switching to him. Here we go. Make sure everybody's putting every point in DPS, especially with an Ogvoker. The tank is going to have to put in mad work. Healer's even DPSing too. We see his number up to 55k. Super respectable effort on the part of all 4 of these players. Late into the fight, everybody's getting a little low. We're kind of struggling. This is something we probably should have talked about more, but because they have a warrior now, they basically have a much limited selection on dealing with the incorporeals, but you only got 4 people and they're still handling it. The guy's just basically interrupting it. They're basically just interrupting it over and over again, stunning it. Like, yeah, just super respectable. Like I said, this is really an impressive key. Like, I'm actually very impressed. Not only do they finish this, but they actually upgrade it with over a minute to spare. They took a pretty much a calamitous situation where the tank who they invited to the key leaves, and then they end up finishing the dungeon. Then this pops up. So let's pause this and you tell me what this shows. I don't even know what this is. I think I've turned this off on my live account or something like that. I don't really ever see this. It shows a big question mark and then it's a number. I'm pretty sure that's the number that each player has in that dungeon or something like that. I don't fully get it, but it doesn't seem to indicate whose actual key it is, neither on there or in the chat or anything like that. If anybody knows of a way to figure out whose key it is, let me know. It makes me wonder though, is it the tank's key? Because the fact that he's not listed on there maybe means that's the case. Like, how nuts is that, right? That was a disband and then it wasn't. Obviously, you can't really do this on a high key or something like that, but this is what the game needs to beat this problem, where somebody does something stupid. Honestly, like, it's hard to even call it selfish. It's just not an intelligent decision by the tank. They take that in stride. The Paladin then switches to tank. Like, who knows how ready they were to do that. They do it no problem, no complaints. Easily upgrade the key. Work well together too, considering the comp. Like I said with the Ogvoker, this was a really messy situation altogether, and they still end up upgrading the key. Success from the jaws of defeat, and that probably feels better than anything else, right? Like, that's what makes Mythic Plus fun at times. When you succeed when you should have failed, it is a great feeling all around, and this is a lesson you can learn anywhere in life. But yeah, I cannot stand seeing behavior like this. This is really a frustrating thing. Blizzard did comment on this a couple months ago, and honestly, that was before we saw the stuff with like Plunderstorm and the Mop remix and all the crazy changes for season 4. It really makes me think Blizzard has like some big changes coming down the pipeline, and you never know what they might try to shake up for Mythic Plus 2. I am really hoping to see something for it for sure. Let me know what you guys think about all this. list. Let me know what you think about potential solutions to solve this kind of thing in the future. But yeah, the season is pretty much over. This may be the last one of these for the season. I don't know. As of recording this on Monday, I know I will be streaming tomorrow, Tuesday on live. We'll do another week of Mythic Plus on there, but it's almost assured that the alpha is coming this week. There's a non-zero probability that I will be in, but I don't expect to be. If I do get in, I have no idea what I have planned. I have no idea what content's going to be there. If I don't get in, I don't know what's going to happen either. Honestly, I'm going to let you know, last time, if I don't get in and have everybody else is doing it and I'm not, it gets really depressing. It makes me feel like very low motivation for anything. My main thing, I really want to get in there and test the hero talents and see the visuals of the hero talents and see how Blood DK plays with them. And then otherwise, just check out the leveling changes. It's honestly going to be hard after that mop remix thing, though, to go back to regular leveling, but there's so much stuff coming with the expansion, like delves and stuff, that I really want to see and want to get my hands on. So who knows what's going to be accessible. But either way, stay tuned, because then the following week, the 1 week from today kind of thing, is going to be the season. So thank you for watching. Thank you for being on this journey with me. If you guys have been submitting the runs, I'm super grateful. If you guys are planning on running low keys in season 4, though, please make sure you guys press that record button. Like, this tank leaving a 12 at this point in the season, this is the kind of guy who's just going to get chewed up by a 2 because he didn't read up on the changes, right? That's the guy you want to get on camera. So thank you for watching, guys. It's been a true pleasure. We will see you guys soon. If we do not see you before season 4, we will definitely see you there. Thank you for watching. We'll see you in the next one.